Then we have Republican Senator Ted Cruz, the first candidate to announce he's running for president in 2016. Now, there may be a catch here. Cruz, who is an American citizen, was born in Canada. Now, listen to this. This is Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution, which I have here in my hands. No person except a natural-born citizen shall be eligible to the office of president. Look who's here, the constitutional authority himself. Does Ted Cruz have a constitutional problem?
No. No, because that phrase, natural-born citizen, has been defined several times by the Congress itself in several different ways. The present definition of it, the one that would pertain to Senator Cruz, says that if one of your parents was a natural-born American citizen and lived in the U.S. for 10 years, then you are a natural-born citizen no matter where your mother was at the time of your birth.
So the point is moot.
Yes, the point is moot. Some people may want to raise it because they may not like him or they may not like that statute, but the statute is clear. The meaning of it is clear. It is clear he qualifies to be president.
Okay.
Would the court hear it? The court would not concern itself with who is running for president, but only with who is serving as president. So they probably wouldn't hear it until after Election Day if he were to be elected.
Oh, very interesting. Now, I always think of Senator Cruz as a strict constitutionalist. If that's the way I think of him, I therefore suggest that you would approve of this candidacy.
Well, I am glad for the candidacy because he does stir the pot in a lot of areas that need to be stirred. I mean, when he quoted Jefferson this morning, the purpose of the Constitution is to chain down the government, my heart stirred. But then when he said there's a federal right to education, my heart sank. By and large, he does look at the federal government as one of limited authority, limited to the 16 specific areas of governance delegated to it by the Constitution, more than any other candidate likely to run for president, except for Senator Rand Paul.
You like this guy? You like Ted Cruz?
I basically do like him, yes. I've spent a lot of time with him. I know him very well.
But you prefer the more libertarian-oriented Rand Paul. Would that be true?
I would say Rand Paul is more faithful to the Constitution as I see it.
Where do you think Ted Cruz is going wrong, apart from this federal right to education?
I think that Ted Cruz probably would join all the other Republicans but Rand Paul with the idea that we should, to use Woodrow Wilson's phrase, make the world safe for democracy, which means perpetual debt and perpetual war. I think Rand Paul would pull back from that and only engage in defensive wars where we were truly exposed to danger.
Which war would you have fought, Judge, in the last 100 years?
Oh, I wish you had gone farther back than 100 years. I wish you'd go to the Revolutionary War,
where
we fought one against George III, tyrant that he was.
Will you answer the question as asked?
I would have fought World War II, that's for sure.
You would?
Yes, absolutely.
Korea?
Probably not.
Vietnam?
At the time, yes. Today, no.
Gulf War I?
Oh, no. Those efforts to rechange the borderlines in the Middle East have proven disastrous.
Iraq?
Absolutely not.
Afghanistan?
No, not at all. Not at all. All these things...
Grenada?
No, that was an absurd use of the military to liberate a medical school. All that stuff is excessive. What war did we fight in Panama?
Didn't we go after Manuel Noriega?
Oh, for God's sakes, he was a CIA agent who went rogue, and for that we invaded the country? Of course not.
So the only war that you would have fought would be A, World War II.
Yes.
And Vietnam at first, but later you're south.
Well, I was wrong when I wore a T-shirt that said Bomb Hanoi when I was 18 years old.
We've all done strange things at 18.
Look, the purpose of war is to be the absolute last resort to save the nation. It is not to be used, in my view, and as I understand the Constitution, to move national borders because we don't like what's going on in other countries.
You can't be preemptive? You know they're coming. You know they're bad. You know that ultimately they're going to come after you, so get them now before they can hit you.
Under the just war theory and the treaties to which we are a party, they have to be that close to pulling the trigger, and they have to have the present apparent ability to pull it. If they don't have a Navy, if they don't have an Air Force, and if they're 10,000 miles away, they don't have the present apparent ability to pull the trigger on us.
I do believe, though, that you're moving slightly closer to my position on these things.
Well, I like this gig sitting next to you.
All right. Judge, great stuff on a Monday. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.